From the Daily Caller, KJP attempts to clean up Biden's remarks about U.S. troops during debate when pressed by reporter. So for the longest time, their whole thing was about, we're going to save abortion, we're going to appease the sun monster, we're going to save democracy. But somewhere along the line, it completely switched to them just constantly claiming, well, Trump lied.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Lie!
So Biden is clearly collapsing. He's basically drooling on stage. I did say that he actually looked better than what I'm used to, but after rewatching some of those clips, I don't know. Completely different story. But their whole thing is, Trump is a liar. Trump lies every time he opens his mouth, when clearly Biden is telling provable lies, and I guess he thinks you're all stupid. We're all stupid. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would cost you nothing, and it would help me a lot. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. But they say White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, or I like to call her Blackety Ann, attempted to clean up President Joe Biden's false statement that no U.S. troops died under his watch. Biden falsely, and I love how the Daily Caller is peppering their article in the first two paragraphs with the word falsely, because we know that the hard left media does that constantly. Falsely, debunked, baselessly. But Biden falsely said he is the first president in the past decade to not witness American troops' deaths overseas, though 13 service members died during the botched U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan on August 26, 2021. 3 U.S. troops that died in Jordan this year and more in Afghanistan in 2021. How can the president say none have died during his administration? A reporter asked on Friday. And here's KJP. So, look, obviously the president, as you know, is the commander-in-chief, and you hear him even when he ends all of these remarks, he talks about respecting our troops who are serving today, and he will always do that and continues to do that. What? And he obviously had his son was obviously served as well. So this is something that he respects. And so look, I don't think that'll ever change. Obviously, our hearts and our thoughts go out to the families. Oh, well, no, you can't say that. Oh, thoughts and prayers, that's a right-wing talking point. Anyways, go out to the families who are clearly still suffering and thinking about their loved ones. So we'll continue to do that, and I would refer you to the campaign about specifics, about fact-checking, and all of those pieces. But I can speak to a president that has been incredibly respectful of the military and what they do for us day in and day out, and how they continue to serve our country. What in the world does that have to do with, you're the press secretary. You're basically his mouthpiece. And when he's asking you about a blatant lie, even though you're constantly saying that Trump lied, you just say, oh, he respects the military. Okay, those aren't mutually exclusive. You can respect the military and still, explain a lie. But of course, she can't. Well, I understand that was said during the debate, so you can refer to the campaign. But he's the president. These weren't off-the-cuff remarks. They felt prepared, and it was clearly a mistake. Maybe a mistake, but probably just a blatant lie. And Joe Biden lives in 1982, where he thinks there's still a handful of 3-letter media agencies that are only going to report what the political regime tells them to report. Does he not consider those to be, and again, they could be mistakes if you wanted to be nice, but more likely it's just him lying. Or maybe even more likely, he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And here's a tweet. I'm not even going to watch it, but Karine attempts to clean up Biden's false remarks. And that's probably, quite likely, what they typed into the article and, try to, transcript what she's saying, where she says, obviously, 17 times, and, the president respects. Anyways, what I will say is the president respects our military force. He respects the families who have lost members of them. What does this have to do with it? He will continue to do that. He has been very consistent about that, not just as president, but as vice president, as senator. You hear him talk about the service and how they put their lives on the line every single day to protect us. Yeah, was he respecting them when he was checking his watch after the people he got killed were being transferred to a cemetery or something?
Sergeant Nicole G., who was one of the 2 female Marines who were killed among the 13, she was the one who posted that Instagram.
He always ends his remarks mentioning and lifting up our service members, and that's what I can speak to at this time. So, yeah, even though I'm the press secretary and I'm supposed to be the mouthpiece for the president, I can't clean this up, so I'm just going to say he respects the military. Okay, this is beyond parody, bro. Gold Star families of 5 of the 13 service members told the Daily Caller they felt abandoned by the president and called on the administration to admit its mistakes and honor the fallen. White House Press Secretary KJP said she had nothing to share on how the president planned to commemorate the service members' deaths during an August 29, 2022 briefing. And this is part of the reason why I believe they brought her on, is because if you were to be critical at all of KJP, she would of course play several victim cards, and she's not responsible, even though it's quite literally her job, to clean up after the president or translate what the president is trying to say. And here she couldn't even do that because she would have to she's constantly blatantly lying, but this one is pretty egregious. Biden reportedly believed nobody made a mistake during the withdrawal despite the widespread backlash from the Gold Star families and his critics, according to a book titled The Internationalists: The Fight to Restore Foreign Policy After Trump. The book, written by Politico's Alexander Ward, wrote, "No one offered to resign and no one had been fired due to Biden believing the administration did commit any wrong, whatever. They didn't do anything wrong," I guess what he's saying. An internal review by the Biden administration placed the blame on former President Donald Trump. This was in 2021. So you had a handful of months. I remember I was actually in South Dakota, weird aside, but there was videos. There was videos of all the equipment, all the stuff you left behind, but somehow it's still President Trump's fault. Like the lady in Houston, the judge, who looks like a 12-year-old or something, and she talks like a 12-year-old, like, I don't think we should politicize this, but Biden and McConnell agree, but Donald Trump...
Blaming things on the current immigration policy is absolutely political, and it really breaks my heart that people would politicize the sadness that tragedy. To me, it hurts even more that they're being used as pawns in this fight over immigration that doesn't even exist because Biden and McConnell agree. It's just that Trump won't let them move it forward.
All due respect, Judge, you said this issue shouldn't be politicized, but by pointing the finger at former President Trump and Republicans in Congress, aren't you politicizing it?
I think I answered the question. So, yeah, this is about Jocelyn. This is about her family, and if we want to,
Judge,
as I said, talk about immigration,
you didn't answer the question. Are you politicizing this by pointing the finger at Republicans and saying it's their fault, not the fault of the Biden administration that lifted the Remain in Mexico policies?
Again, the Biden administration reached an agreement with Leader McConnell to address this, but this is not about immigration. I'm not going to feed into that.
Donald Trump is not in office, lady. Bro, the days are numbered. There is no way, right? You can keep capitulating to the left, but I would almost venture to say they're so brainwashed, you could just tell them anything and they would do it. So you could just pretend, say, you know what, just in your head, don't even admit it. Just be like, all right, let's just switch gears and take another position, and they're not going to know the difference. Just tell them the new talking point, and they're going to regurgitate it. It doesn't even matter. But they are hell-bent on destroying the entire country. So Donald Trump ordered communication with the Taliban and failed to leave a comprehensive plan on how the operation should be carried out. Oh, so Trump was supposed to do it. He didn't do it properly, so it's his fault that all those people died, even though it was on your watch and you blatantly lied, claiming that no troops died while you were president. This is wild, bro. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said the president is proud of how the administration conducted the withdrawal. And sure, I guess he has nothing. He can't say anything. He can't say that was a tragedy or I was terrible at my job. Actually, he could. And that might be a little bit more respectable, but he doesn't care about respect. He quite literally only cares about power. Here's another one, once again from the Daily Caller. Dems pull every excuse in the book to avoid confronting Biden's abysmal debate performance. Democratic lawmakers went to great lengths to avoid questions from reporters about President Biden's debate performance Friday. Notice reported. Never heard of that. Democrats pulled out every excuse in the book to avoid speaking to Notice reporters, according to the outlet. Democratic Pennsylvania Representative Mary Gay Scanlon told reporters she had recently undergone blood work and had to eat. This is like that old Seinfeld episode where Jerry has a Rolodex. He has a black book of excuses to tell a guy he doesn't want to hang out with.
I know, I'm really running out of excuses with this guy. I need some kind of excuse Rolodex.
I'm gonna check my machine first. Picking someone up at airport, jury duty, waiting for cable.
Okay, just hand that over, please.
Oh, what is this?
It's a list of excuses. It's for that guy Hornick who's at the game tonight with my tickets. I have that list now, so in case he calls, I just consult it, and I don't have to see him. I need it. What are you doing?
I got some for you.
Oh, I don't need any more.
No. These are good. Listen. You ran out of underwear. You can't leave the house.
That's what this is like. Democratic Wisconsin Representative Mark Pocan reportedly told them he was very contagious with a surgical mask over his face, adding that he could not answer their questions. Yeah, okay. That's the same thing, right? It's very strange how the fact check from NBC Washington says that Trump and Biden didn't shake hands, which, whatever, I'm fine with. They don't have to. But they literally said it was about COVID concerns, even though Bo Biden and caretaker Jill, after walking him down 2 6-inch steps, shook hands with the moderators who were placed there to help him, and they couldn't even do that. Democratic Nevada Representative Stephen Horsford used one of the oldest tricks in the book, pulling out his cell phone and pretending to be on a call while clearly displaying his phone's home screen and mouthing words without saying anything. This is crazy. Pressure is on the Dems and Biden allies after the president delivered a debate performance broadly panned by even liberal media, which yes, that is 100% true, but they acted surprised, and it's like, dude, we literally all saw this coming. We've seen this for years. In fact, I said that Biden didn't have a chance in 2019. Now, I was wrong. Well, I don't think I was wrong, but there was a black swan event that made it possible for Bo Biden to get in, and I thought Rona was all about getting Orange Man bad, but clearly it was a much larger worldwide takeover, and that is a completely different story. Scores of op-eds by the New York Times and the Atlantic calling for Biden to step down, peppering the outlets' front pages, and they're all over Instagram. I've seen them. I should read the comments. That might actually be quite interesting too, to see when, like I said, when the regime says something, do these people just fall in line, or is there going to be a whole bunch of people in the comments saying, no, he should still run, even though they're telling you that he shouldn't? Pundits from deep within Biden's influence sphere couldn't help concur with the broad sentiment that Biden blew it. CNN's Van Jones, who basically cried, served as special advisor to former President Barack Obama, added to the left's malaise after the performance. I love that guy. I love that guy.
I just want to speak from my heart. I love that guy. That's a good man. He loves his country. He's doing the best that he can.
I love Master Biden. I love him. I promise you, I love my master. He's a good one. He lets me go roam around the plantation. And if I sees any blacks that get out of line, I's calling for them. I loves Master Biden.
Okay, bro. Jones said of Biden, but he had a test to meet tonight to restore the confidence of the country and the base, and he failed to do that. I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. There was also Joy Reid, who wasn't quite as close to tears, but she was clearly, angry about the debate performance.
Throughout much of the debate, with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. President Biden had one job tonight. He needed to settle Democrats. Democrats, they always talk about Democrats are bedwetters and Democrats are always panicking. Yes, Democrats are always panicking. They're always scared, right? They're always thinking they're going to lose. Like, Democrats are very pessimistic. This is just neurotic. Who they are. They're neurotic. But Joe Biden's job was to reassure them tonight. His job was to calm his party, to make them feel that, yes, I can do this. I have 4 more years in me. I have the ability and the strength to do 4 more years. He did not do that.
Which, again, shouldn't have been surprising to anyone, even after a week's worth of preparation with 16 people who all should be fired. While many of Biden's allies openly opined that the party needed to replace him, the Biden camp remained defiant. Of course he's not dropping out, Biden campaign spokesperson Seth Schuster told The Hill. While no lawmakers have publicly called for Biden to step aside, as of yet, even the ones who were willing to speak out on record offered tepid support at best. There's a great responsibility being borne by he and the First Lady to make the most responsible decision that will enable Democrats to continue to formulate a winning ticket up and down the ticket, Illinois Rep. Chuy Garcia told Notice. There's a lot of processing that I and many of my colleagues are doing, but it wasn't a good night, Democratic California Rep. Jared Huffman said, according to the outlet. So it's become obvious, right? It's become clear they couldn't even gaslight on that night. You would think they just would have kept gaslighting you, like, oh, he did a great job. And this, to me, it was a bigger loss. How about this? It was a bigger loss for the media than Bo Biden himself, right? Because we all knew, everybody with 2 brain cells to rub together who was paying a tiny bit of attention could tell that Bo Biden wasn't going to stand a chance. But now the media, right, years later, is is seeing the light and realizing how terrible he is and coming up with excuses so they don't have to speak to the media. And KJP is avoiding questions about a huge lie that Bo Biden told while telling all of us, everybody, that Donald Trump is a stone cold liar.